The rain was coming down in sheets that Tuesday night, pounding against the windshield of my old Ford pickup like it was trying to break in. I wiped my greasy hands on my work pants, the scent of motor oil still clinging to me after a 12-hour shift at Peter's Auto Repair. My back ached, my feet were killing me, but none of that mattered because I was finally heading home to Lisa. Or so I thought. My phone buzzed in a cup holder. A text from Lisa. Working late again. Don't wait up. I frowned. This was the third time this week. Lisa had been a real estate agent at Holloway Realty for about a year now, and ever since her promotion, she'd been distant. Always on her phone, always rushing out the door, always too tired for date nights. I told myself she was just ambitious, that she was building her career. That was normal, but then I noticed the little things. The way she started dressing nicer, not for work, but for something. The way she turned her phone face down when I walked into the room. The way she'd flinch when I touched her, like my hands were made of fire. That night, something in my gut told me to drive by her office before heading home. The Holloway Realty building was dark. No cars in the lot except the cleaning crew's van. My stomach dropped. Then I remembered the Oakwood Inn, that fancy boutique hotel downtown where Lisa always took her high-profile clients. I drove there like a man possessed, and that's when I saw it. A sleek black BMW 7 Series parked near the entrance. Derek Holloway's car. Lisa's boss. I sat there in my truck, the rain blurring my vision, my hands shaking on the wheel. Maybe it's just a business meeting, I told myself. Maybe. The hotel doors swung open. Lisa stepped out, laughing, her cheeks flushed. And right behind her, his hand resting possessively on the small of her back, was Derek. They weren't even trying to hide it. They kissed under the awning, long and deep, like they weren't standing in the middle of downtown. Like they weren't betraying everyone who trusted them. Like I didn't exist. I should have stormed out of the truck. I should have punched Derek's smug face into the pavement. I should have screamed at Lisa until my voice gave out. But I didn't. I just sat there, frozen, watching as they climbed into his BMW and drove away. And in that moment, something inside me snapped. This wasn't just a betrayal. This was war. I drove home in a daze, my mind racing. Our house, the one we'd bought together 3 years ago, the one we'd painted and fixed up and dreamed about filling with kids, felt like a stranger's place. I walked through the door, half expecting Lisa to be there, cooking dinner like nothing was wrong. But the house was empty. I poured myself a whiskey, downed it in one gulp, and then poured another. My phone buzzed. Another text from Lisa. Still working. Might be out really late. Don't wait up. I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. Still working, right? I thought about calling her, confronting her right then. But what good would that do? She'd just lie. She'd make excuses. She turned around on me, like she always did when I questioned her. No, if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right. I opened my laptop and started digging. Derek Holloway wasn't just some random guy. He was the heir to Holloway Realty, a man with a perfect reputation, a beautiful wife, and a net worth that probably had more zeros than my entire life ever would. But perfect men always had secrets, and I was going to find every single one of them. The next morning, I acted normal. I kissed Lisa goodbye when she left for work, pretending I didn't notice the way she avoided my eyes. I texted her a heart emoji like the oblivious husband she thought I was. Then I got to work. First stop, the Oakwood Inn. I walked in wearing my best concerned husband act, explaining to the front desk clerk that my wife had lost her wedding ring last night during a business meeting. The clerk, a bored-looking guy in his 20s, barely glanced up. Name? Lisa Matter. She was here with Derek Holloway. Something flickered in his eyes. Recognition. Bingo. $100 bill later, and I had security footage of Lisa and Derek checking in. Every Tuesday and Thursday for the past 3 months. Every week. I left the hotel with the USB drive burning a hole in my pocket, my hands clenched into fists. This was just the beginning. I spent the next few days digging into Derek's life. Social media, property records, business filings. And then I found it. A lawsuit from 2 years ago, buried deep in court records, where a former employee accused Derek of sexual harassment. The case had been settled quietly, swept under the rug. But the woman's name was still there. Jessica Monroe. I tracked her down through LinkedIn. She worked at a small real estate firm across town now. When I called her, she hesitated at first. But when I mentioned Derek's name, her voice turned ice cold. What do you want? I took a breath. The truth. We met at a coffee shop that afternoon. Jessica was in her early 30s, with sharp eyes and a guarded expression. She didn't mince words. Derek Holloway is a predator, she said, stirring her coffee like she was imagining it was his face. He goes after every woman who works for him, makes promises, promotions, raises. Then when they say no, he destroys their careers. My stomach twisted. Did he with you? She looked away. I was lucky. I loyed up fast. But most women don't. And she dropped the bomb. Your wife isn't the first. And she won't be the last. I drove home that night with my mind racing. Lisa wasn't just cheating. She was tangled up with a man who had a history of ruining lives. And if I didn't do something, she was next. But I wasn't going to just warn her. Oh no. I was going to burn Derek Holloway's perfect life to the ground. And Lisa? She was going to watch. I sat in my truck outside Jessica Monroe's apartment complex, the USB drive with the hotel security footage burning a hole in my pocket. The rain had stopped, but the air still smelled like wet pavement and gasoline from the auto shop. My phone buzzed. Another text from Lisa. Working late again. Don't wait up. I smirked. Working late, right? Jessica had given me everything I needed. Derek's pattern, his threats, the way he manipulated women at his company. But I needed more. I needed proof that would destroy him. And I knew exactly where to get it. The office was empty at 11 p.m. Security was a joke. Just old man Perkins at the front desk, half asleep watching reruns of Law & Order. I'd fixed his Buick last month. He waved me through with a yawn. Late night, Jake. Left my toolbox here earlier. I lied, holding on my mechanic's bag. Derek's office was locked, but the key card Lisa kept in her purse, the one I'd copied last week, slid right through. His computer was password protected. I typed in the first guess. Amanda 1, his wife's name. Denied. Second try, BMW 7 Series, his prize car. Denied. Third try, Lisa 2023. The screen unlocked. My stomach twisted. He'd used my wife's name as his password. The bastard had practically dared me to find this. I plugged in the USB drive and started downloading everything. Emails, client lists, financial records. Then I saw it. A folder labeled personal. Inside, photos. Dozens of them. Lisa, other women from the office. All in compromising positions. All clearly unaware they were being photographed. My hands shook as I clicked through them. This wasn't just an affair. Derek was blackmailing them. And Lisa? She was in deeper than I'd realized. One email stood out. Sent to Lisa 3 months ago. From Derek Holloway. Subject, your choice. Lisa, you know what happens if you say no. The photos go public. Your husband finds out. And that little house you love so much? Gone. I own a mortgage company, sweetheart. Think carefully. I nearly smashed the screen. This wasn't just cheating. She'd been forced into it. And I'd been too blind to see it. I was about to leave when I spotted another file. Project Phoenix. Inside, blueprints. Financial transfers. Shell company documents. Derek wasn't just a predator. He was embezzling from his own clients. Millions of dollars. And Lisa's name was all over the paperwork. She wasn't just a victim. She was his accomplice. I waited until 2 a.m., sitting at the kitchen table with the evidence spread out like a prosecutor's case. Lisa stumbled in, her blouse wrinkled, her lipstick smudged. Jake, why are you? And she saw the photos, the emails, the mortgage documents. Her face went pale. It's not what you think, she whispered. I slid the final piece across the table, a screenshot of their text messages. Derek, tell Jake you're leaving him, or I foreclose on your parents' house tomorrow. Lisa, I'll do it. Just don't hurt them. She collapsed into sobs. He threatened my family. I didn't have a choice. I should have felt sympathy, but all I felt was rage. You should have come to me, I said quietly. Then I dropped the bomb. Pack your bags. You're helping me destroy him. The next morning, Lisa called Derek, her voice shaking on speakerphone. Jake knows everything. He's going to the police. Derek laughed. Let him try. Those photos go public the second he does. I muted the call and looked at Lisa. Now, she mouthed. I nodded. She took a breath. Derek, I recorded you. Every time. Every threat. The embezzlement. All of it. Silence. Then Derek's voice turned deadly. You lying little. I unmuted. Morning, Derek. You've got 24 hours to resign and leave town. Or everyone gets the files. I hung up. Lisa stared at me. What files? We don't have. I pulled out the USB drive. Now we do. But here's what Derek didn't know. I hadn't just copied his files. I'd hacked his entire system. Every dirty secret. Every hidden account. And I'd sent it all to one person. His wife. Amanda Holloway wasn't just a lawyer. She was the lawyer who'd buried his previous harassment cases. And she hated him. The moment Amanda Holloway walked in my auto shop, I knew Derek's life was over. She wore a tailored black suit, her designer heels clicking against the grease-stained concrete like she owned the place. Her face was calm, Too calm. The kind of calm that comes before a hurricane. Jake Peters, she extended a manicured hand. We have a mutual problem. I wiped my hands on a rag. Derek. Her smile was razor sharp. Let's ruin him. Amanda wasn't just any lawyer. She was a partner at Holloway and Graves, the firm that handled Derek's dirtiest deals. And she'd been waiting years for this. Over whiskey in my office, she laid out her terms. 1. The photos. She'd already subpoenaed Derek's hidden server. Every image he'd taken of Lisa and the other women. Evidence. 2. The money. The Project Phoenix embezzlement. She'd traced it to offshore accounts. Enough to put him away for 15 years, she said coolly. 3. The final blow. We go public. All of it. I hesitated. Lisa's in those photos. Amanda's eyes flickered. You still care? I didn't answer. Lisa showed up at the house that night, her eyes red raw from crying. Jake, please, she begged, clutching my arms. Derek says if we stay quiet, he'll leave us alone. We can start over. I pulled away. You knew he was blackmailing other women. You helped him steal from people. She crumpled. I was scared. I wanted to believe her. But then I remembered the emails, the way she'd laughed in some of them, joking with Derek about clients they'd swindled. This wasn't just fear. It was greed. I handed her divorce papers. Sign them, or I release everything. She stared at me like I'd stabbed her. You'd really destroy me? I met her gaze. You did that yourself. The next morning, my phone blew up. Breaking news. Real estate tycoon Derek Holloway arrested for fraud, blackmail. The article detailed everything. The embezzlement, the photos, even Lisa's involvement. But the real shock? The anonymous tipster who'd sent the evidence to the press. It wasn't me. It wasn't Amanda. It was Lisa. She showed up at the shop again, this time with a USB drive and a smirk. You didn't think I'd let him win, did you? She said, dropping it on the counter. I recorded every conversation, every threat. For months. I plugged it in. Video after video of Derek admitting to fraud, blackmail, even bribing officials. My head spun. Why? Lisa's smile faded. Because I loved you. And he ruined that. Then she walked out, leaving me with the one question I couldn't answer. Had she been playing Derek? Or all of us? The papers called it the scandal that rocked Willow Creek. Derek got 12 years in federal prison. Amanda took over Holloway Realty and tripled its worth. Lisa? She vanished, but not before signing the divorce papers with no alimony, no fight. Just a note. Some mistakes can't be fixed. But at least I finally did one thing right. A year later, I sold the house. As I packed up the last box, I found an envelope taped under the dresser. Inside, a key to a safety deposit box, and a deed to a beach house in Costa Rica. In both our names. Lisa's handwriting on the note. Just in case you ever forgive me. I stared at it for a long time. Then I threw it in the shredder. Some betrayals cut too deep. But damn if she didn't try. 6 months after the divorce, my life was quiet. Lisa got nothing in the settlement. No house, no money, nothing. The lawyers made sure of that, after proving she helped Derek with his crimes. I should have been happy, but mostly I just felt empty. My auto repair shop was busier than ever. People in town kept coming in, saying things like, "You're the guy who took down Derek Holloway." Business was good, but at night when I closed up alone, I'd wonder, is this all there is? Then, one morning, an email changed everything. The subject line said, "Job opportunity, lead mechanic, Holloway Motorsports." I almost deleted it. Anything with Holloway, and it sounded like trouble. But then I saw who sent it. Amanda Holloway, CEO, Holloway Motorsports. The email said, "Pay 3 times what I made in my shop. Benefits, health insurance, retirement plan, even a company car. Only catch, I'd have to move to Miami. Fast." I called Amanda right away. "Is this some kind of pity job?" I asked. She laughed. "I don't do pity, Jake. I do business." Then she told me the truth. Derek had spent millions on a secret race car project before he went to jail. The car was supposed to be revolutionary, but no mechanic could get the engine to work right. "But I think you can," Amanda said. "I've seen what you can do with an engine. You're the best." I didn't know what to say. "Think about it," she said. But not too long. I was packing up my tools when the doorbell rang. Lisa stood there, wearing sunglasses, holding a duffel bag. She looked different, tougher, like she'd been through a war. She handed me an envelope without a word. Inside I found blueprints for Derek's race car, notes in Lisa's handwriting. Fuel system fails at high speed. He knew and didn't care. A key card labeled HSR testing lab. I stared at her. "You sabotaged him?" She smirked. "Took me 6 months pretending to be his assistant to get these." Amanda's idea. I was shocked. Amanda had hired Lisa to spy on Derek. Lisa turned to leave, then stopped. Take the job, Jake. It's what you've always wanted. Then she walked away. Miami was nothing like my old life. The Holloway Motorsports garage was huge. Shiny floors, high-tech tools, a team of mechanics waiting for me. And the car? A beast. Sleek, fast, unlike anything I'd ever worked on. But Lisa's notes were right. It had a deadly flaw. The engine would fail at top speed. I worked day and night fixing it. The engineers didn't like me at first, but Amanda just said, let him work. Then, the night before our first big test, I found something shocking. Derek had stolen the car's design. From Toyota. Amanda didn't panic when I told her. Good. Now we own them. 2 weeks later, news headlines. Holloway Motorsports exposes stolen design. Settles with Toyota for millions. My new title, VP of Innovation. My reward, Amanda handed me keys to a new condo and to my own prototype car. Meet the Peter SX1, she said. You built it. Now let's race it. The championship was televised across the United States. I stood in the pit, sweating, as our car crossed the finish line first. Reporters rushed over, shouting, how does a small-town mechanic end up here? I smiled and said, ask my ex-wife. That night, back in my new place, I checked my phone. Lisa's Instagram. A picture of her on a beach, flipping off the camera, holding a newspaper with my win on the front. The caption, told you he'd win. I laughed. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't angry anymore. Sometimes the best revenge is living well.